Welcome, Trainers. Watts here, and today we are going to be doing another commentary of a Battle Spot Championship battle. So let's just get into this. Some more VGC prep. So we're going to be facing off against our boy Jordan, whom I have no idea who he is, but he's our boy anyway. So we're going to lead with the standard Chomp Coco. Super strong lead, and he actually is going to lead with his Celestial Gyarados. So both of those mons are extremely weak to my Coco, so he has got a Marowak on his team, and it's the most obvious thing to ever exist. He's bringing in this Marowak right now, so there's no way I'm going for an electric type attack right now. I'm actually just going to switch out my Tapu Koko, go into my Salamence, get off the Intimidate against both of these physical attackers. One of these is switching out for the Marowak, which is also a physical attacker, so that is fine and dandy. He's going to withdraw the Celesteela, is his choice to bring out the Marowak, which he goes for. And I actually just go straight off for this Earthquake, because my Salamence is a flying type, and this Marowak is going to take massive damage. I didn't want to go, so I have the Z, Groundium Z on this Garchomp. I didn't want to go for it because I didn't know which one of his Pokemon was going to switch out, as he does have the Ice Fang on Gyarados, which doesn't KO my Chomp, which is crazy. It must be like a very low investment Gyarados, as there is a 4-time super move, but it is intimidated, so that's definitely something to keep note of. So here, probably should have just went for another Earthquake, but it actually doesn't matter because he's going for the double protect. But I actually go for Rock Slide. And the Draco. So the Draco would probably KO the Gyarados. So I'm just trying to get out the Draco, and I go for Rock Slide just because, like, I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna switch him back in Celesteela, right? Like, Coco's gone. Why keep him Marowak? It doesn't really make sense. So he does actually switch out Marowak here for Celesteela, but I actually overthink it, and I'm like, okay, so I showed him that I was going for Rock Slide, so maybe he'll stay in and try to Shadow Bone my Chomp because he knows he can take the Rock Slide. No, I basically just psyched myself out, and you see here, this Draco actually does not pick up the Killing Gyarados, which I probably should have seen coming, since the Gyarados Ice Fang didn't do a whole lot. So it's probably a bulky Gyarados. But yeah, I psych myself out here. I go for the Earthquake. It doesn't do anything. He's going to Ice Fang down on my Chomp and pick it out. So now my answers to the Marowak are a little bit less so. But it's not too big of a deal. The Chomp did a lot of work. It applied a ton of pressure and got the Marowak down to below half HP. So that's really, really, really nice. So now I can bring in my Ninetales, the fastest Pokemon on the block, set up the Hail, and go for some Blizzard spams from there. So I'm actually going to switch out Salamence because it's locked into Draco right now. It's -2. It's not going to be doing a whole ton. But Tapu Koko is going to be doing a lot if he keeps his current team right now. So I'm actually just going to protect Ninetales to avoid any potential Heavy Slam nonsense or whatever. His Gyarados is going to protect to avoid the Blizzard as he tries to pick up the KO onto Ninetales with Heavy Slam. But I'm not falling for that shit, so we're just going to protect that. So Coco's in safely now, which is really good. More mind games going on as he needs to avoid this Thunderbolt, so he's probably going to be switching. At the same time, mind games reads. I believe I overthink it again. So I actually just switch out Tapu Koko, which may or may not have been correct. I think it's actually, pretty good. I got the Intimidate off again, which is really good. And whatever he does switch out, I can actually just go for a potentially a Fire Blast on Celesteela or a just Draco onto the Marowak. So I'm just going to go for the Blizzard. He protects Celesteela, so this is going to be a quick knockout onto the Gyarados, as he decided not to switch, as he was avoiding the potential prediction of that switch. As his Marowak also doesn't want to take a Ninetales, I'm freaking tired, guys. His Marowak definitely doesn't want to take a Blizzard, so it's also something to keep note of. Celesteela ignores the hail damage. Electric Terrain goes away, doesn't matter. And here comes back in the Marowak. So I want this thing off the field so my freaking Coco can do whatever it pleases. And yeah, I'm just going to go for the Rock Slide to potentially get a flinch off onto the Celesteela, as Rock Slide Blizzard would definitely KO this Marowak. I could have potentially gone for the Fire Blast onto Celesteela, as Blizzard could have possibly picked up the kill on Marowak, but I didn't want to risk it. I knew it was unlikely, and like I could always get the flinch onto Celesteela, so it's something to keep in mind. And plus, I didn't really need Salamence here. Now that Marowak's out of the way, I can easily just deal with the Celesteela with Coco, so I don't really need the Salamence. Like, the Intimidate's nice, I guess, but I mean, the Celesteela's already at like -2, but I mean, that Stone Edge still picked up the kill onto Salamence, and the Celesteela's also running Stone Edge, which is really interesting. But here, we're just going to bring back in our Tapu Koko, the man, the legend, and he's going to bring in his Salamence. So right here, I just want to scout out to see if this is a Scarf Mence, because if it is, that could be really bad for me. As like, I have the advantage right now, obviously, because, you know, Coco one-shot Celesteela, or like those one-shots at that range, and Ninetales one-shots Salamence, but I just need to make sure this isn't a Scarf Mence, as a Scarf Mence could definitely pick up a kill with Fire Blast onto my my Tapu Koko. But he actually goes for the Protect on Salamence, so that's perfect. That means he's not Scarf. That means I win the game, because I actually am running Focus Sash on my Ninetales, so he doesn't have any priority. I can just freely eat up this Heavy Slam, so my play was basically strictly correct, because the only way for that to have gone wrong is if he doubled up into the Ninetales and was Scarf. And that's the only way that could have went wrong for me. But even if he did do that, it still wouldn't matter, because I would pick up. Yeah, it still didn't matter. Literally, that was the safest play ever, because basically his Salamence outspeeds, hits the Ninetale with Fire Blast. I drop down a Focus Sash, I Blizzard, I kill the Salamence, and then the Celesteela kills my Ninetales, but it doesn't matter, because Tapu Koko can just one-go the Celesteela. So with the Focus Sash, that play was strictly correct. Just making sure to scout out for the Choice Scarf, make sure he doesn't get any potential kill onto the Tapu Koko, as that could be really bad. But yeah, it works out perfectly. He wasn't Scarf, as it didn't really matter anyway, since I played it right. But yeah, I'm just gonna pick up the, or actually, it would have, nah, it didn't matter. But yeah, so, or no, it would have kind of mattered actually. If he targeted the Ninetales slot the first time, if he was Scarf, targeted the Ninetales slot the first time, and then targeted the Coco slot the second time, it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, that would have been interesting. But yeah, so we scout out correctly here, pick up those kills, as we managed to get the winning lead, or the winning matchup in the end. So that was a really good, like, switch oriented game. It was really cool, actually. So now we're just going to jump into another battle, as we do 2 battles on the series every single time. So if you were unaware of that, welcome to the channel. I'm tired. I'm going to lead with Tapu Koko Kartana, because these boys are massive, and she's going to lead with her Ninetales Porygon. So I'm fine with this. I'm just going to go for the, this is actually perfect here, because I can actually just taunt up this Porygon 2 and Smart Strike this Ninetales. I'm thinking about switch options that she has, but nothing is really that great, as at least she has 2 Tapu Koko, or 2 Tapus, or she at least has Bulu. So like, if Ninetales wants to switch to Bulu, it's not going to eat a, it's not going to enjoy a Smart Strike. So yeah, I just go straight for the taunt onto Porygon 2 and the Smart Strike onto Ninetales. He's actually running a Royal Veil, which is a little bit unfortunate. That move is really powerful. But yeah, we're just going to Smart Strike, bring it down to its Sash, or kill it if it doesn't have the Sash, but it does have the Sash, so it's at 1 HP. Which means next turn, our Dazzling Gleam could just pick up the knockout, as Porygon 2 was going for the Trick Room, so that's really good to be able to get rid of that. So now my play is pretty simple. It's if I think he's going to switch, then like I could maybe do it differently, but just going for a Dazzling Gleam Sacred Sword here is really good against what he has in right now, and looking at his team, not much can really take a Sacred Sword from this Kartana, so I'm just going to deal as much damage as I can to this Porygon 2. It's going to potentially try attack me, or Ice Beam or something, as he does try attack my Coco, but it's not going to kill unless it crits. But he actually gets the freeze here, which is massive, because like without that, it's an easy 2-hit knockout on this Porygon. But and like just the fact that Tapu Koko is just wasting space in here right now, that's really bad. So basically, like, yeah, this just all around sucks. Like, I want this Tapu Koko off the field. Here, I make a misplay. Basically, like, I should have switched out my Koko, because it's literally not doing anything on the field, and I can't rely on it unfreezing, and I also can't rely on my opponent killing it, as I wanted it to just die here. So that's why I didn't switch it out, but I really should have, because he just makes a nice setup play for the next turns, as he can just, you know, walk around my freeze, my frozen Tapu Koko that's not doing anything. Yeah, pretty bad misplay there, as now I'm, you know, down a Pokemon, I'm, you know, 1v2ing. So Salamence takes a pretty massive chunk from that Shadow Bone, but it doesn't go down, and it is the fastest thing on the field. So now, after that misplay, I'm thinking, okay, let's see. Oh, also, I was switching in Salamence to eat up a fire type attack, as, like, that was a pretty obvious move, but he Shadow Bones correctly, predicting the switch out, which is smart. But, like, now I switch to Tapu Koko, which is a little bit too late, especially because this was a pretty dangerous switch, as I did expect him to just try to focus down that silence here. But after that that misplay, I was thinking, I could really use like some flinches to help me get back in this game, so that's what I try to go for. And he actually just rock slides to the zone, pick up the KO on the Salamence, which is super unfortunate. But yeah, so that Garchomp switching was okay. It worked out in the end, but like, if he had potentially doubled up in that slot, predicting that could have been really fatal. But like the turn before, he wasn't in an advantageous lineup, so it was more likely for him to switch, and that's when I should have switched. But now I'm going to bring back in Kartana, because I can just Z-move this Marowak and Smart Strike the Bulu. But he actually switches out the Marowak, which I really didn't expect. I mean, it makes sense because, you know, there's a Chomp staring them down. But I don't know. I was really thinking he was going to either protect or try to go for like an outplay. But yeah, he switches on the Porygon 2, and I am going to do some massive damage with this Tectonic Rage. I'll actually see how much it does, but I feel like I've seen this animation on Porygon like so many times now, because it was in my last episode and it was in the thumbnail, and I played against it twice, and now I'm watching it again right now. So it's pretty massive. But this freaking Tapu Bulu has a Z move, and this is the annoying part about Z moves, because you never really know when they're going to come out, which is super unfortunate because they're hard to play around. But yeah, this Tapu Bulu has the Bloom Doom Grassium Z. This is 100% going to be an Oko on Garchomp, and that's terrible for me, because I'm tired, because Garchomp was actually my answer to Marowak, but now I don't have that, so yeah, just some continuous misplays on my end. I mean, granted, playing around a Grassium Z Tapu Bulu is a pretty hard thing to do, but you know, I still could have done it. So the Aurora Veil finally wears off. It's part of the reason why my Z move did not do enough. So here I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can win this game if my Coco comes out of freeze. I get a crit, and yeah, and then we'll be smooth sailing from there. So I go for the Sacred Sword onto Porygon 2 with my Kartana. So I get that Beast Boost, and I'm thinking, okay, I can hit this Bulu for super damage with Smart Strike. I can hit this Marowak for super damage with Shadow Bone. Or not Shadow Bone, with Night Slash. Maybe this could actually work out. So he just goes for the correct play of Wood Hammering into my Coco, just take it out, takes very minimal recoil from it. And yeah, that's going to be that. Curtains for my Coco. So at this point, I'm 1v2. I've got the Beast Boost, the Pulse 1 attack. So I'm like, alright, if I can get this knockout with Night Slash, I actually win. Because Bulu can't touch me. But it actually misses it. Super unfortunate there. So, you know, after this, I'm actually considering running a little bit more attack investment just so I can KO those Marowaks in this exact position, because I feel like this could actually come up quite a bit. But yeah, that's super unfortunate there. If I had actually picked up that KO on Marowak, that would have been it, because I would have just been able to Smart Strike the Bulu, and that would have been game over. But super good game. In the end, Kartana literally was so close to just bringing me back from all my misplays, as that was my game that I lost, not my team's fault. Not anything other than my own fault that I lost that game. But even with that, Kartana, my boy was there for me. He almost had me. I mean, he couldn't carry. I was too heavy, but he had the ability. He is so powerful. Oh my lord, Kartana is my lord and savior. I love Kartana. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this episode. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Please, liking the video helps me out so much, so thank you so much if you do end up liking the video. And make sure to subscribe to see future uploads, and make sure to leave a comment as well. Love you guys. Peace out. I don't actually love you. I don't actually know you, so I don't know how I could love you. But thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out, guys. See you in the next video.